New season, new game, new drivers, some new tracks. But same EXFL, same fun, same excitement. And yeah, welcome to EXFL Tier 1 Season 11, I believe. This is the start of the season at Australia. Adelaide, no, it's not Adelaide, it's Melbourne, sorry. Already messing up. First day on the job. But and first on the lap, as I'll just quickly sound go for the drivers, is drifting, actually. More well known now for finishing 4th in a 3-horse race in the Haas for this season, alongside Callum, who also was in Haas last time I actually remember seeing him. He was in Haas for Tier 2 Season 8, then he got promoted, and it's my first time seeing him back, so that's that. Then we got the team's champions with Alpine, the new pink look for Samel and Woizo/30, whatever you want to say. And let me just load up the team's championship. Here, right. And Ferrari, Sam, staying at the Scuderia. A strong force for the Italian outfit, with Frankie as well, second in the championship, now at Ferrari, second in the Constructors last season as well. And hopefully they can turn those 2s into 1s, if you know what I mean. And then we got Kick, Cyberhoof. Only got 1 today, which is Pro Cody. The lineup is Alejandro and Stelios. I don't think either of them are there unless he's him. I'm going to assume not. And then Williams, we got the reigning, defending, multiple-time champion in EXFL, JJ, alongside this piece of shit. Ugh, it's just an ugly sight, isn't it? The IRA is steaming through this power show. Oh, Senna, actually, penalty for something. I didn't even get to see it, but since Cody was on a lap, I'm going to assume I'm impeding here. But yeah, EXFL Senna, I think, back full-time for the first time. I'm not sure if he was a full-time. He is alongside the dominant force in Tier 2 last season, was scaring all the title rivals. Enric, the Swiss driver, was won, I believe, 4 races in last season, and dominated them all, won probably every single one by 20 seconds. There's the benchmark lap for the day of drifting, setting a 16.8. We'll probably see a pole time maybe in the low 16s. We probably could dip into the 15s. It's just a sign of maybe. The track is having a lovely sunny day out in Down Under. As who's on a lap next? Up on board the Alpine of Woizo for now. I think this is his actual return for a long time. I'm unsure, but just assume, as he does seem pretty quick though. So I believe a purple sector 2, as the Alpine, the lovely sounding French engine, has used all his ERS as well, so he's going to have to try and recover some to blitz to the final straight. He uses some here, keeps it almost flat, has to bite the nose. Sam sits to 17.1. Will Woizo beat his teammate here? As around the final corners, Enric sets a 16.7, setting the benchmarks here. As Woizo across the line, what will the Austrian man do? Pops a 16.0, already saying miles quicker than everyone else. And that is the new benchmark for everyone else to beat, which will probably be beaten by many. Will is invalidated, shock. As Frankie is also invalidated. The EXFL Norris starts our lap. I haven't even got to the Mercedes pair yet. It's very strong line of the Silver Hours as well, with EXFL Norris and Red Fire Tiger. Red Fire Tiger staying at Mercedes, and Alex coming back into the Mercedes and downshifts quite sharply into 7th, and keeps it very sturdily and safe into those long chicanes. Make sure there's nothing, no if, buts, or maybe sticking out. As slides in, sticks in 6th as well. Gets the apex, lovely. Blitzes all the ERS through the good straight that is the longest on the track. As JJ sits a 15.3. That is a 5-star. That's a blistering lap. As EXFL Norris, I doesn't actually say if he's up or down that lap. But let's keep him board with the Mercedes. He's flying through to the remodified final sector. Had it for a couple of years, but it's still fairly new. As there's a very deep braking point there. You can ride out wide because it's the curb. You can keep it in 6th. You can just about throw it in flat. heavy braking into this final left-hander. Then you've got this long, horrible right-hander. You've got to make sure, you can't even take it full traction, but you have to have a small lift. Alex does it perfectly. What's the Mercedes going to do across the line? It's a 15.8, so it slots the Mercedes in nicely into P2. Samuel Drakeley demotes them both into P3. Kind of missed the entire lap from the Ferrari. Turns out we're watching the wrong person. As who else have we got? Robert. I believe he's. I don't think he's new, but I think he's one to watch out for in the Red Bull, as he does set in P5. F1 Union as well in the McLaren, going back to the team he first won his championship in back in season 1, all the way back in the Stone Age, that is 2019. He's also joined by the lovely old F1 Nico, or Nick, as he's currently last and he's invalid. It's actually shocked to see him doing qualifying, but yeah, it's a strong lineup yet again. Jaden and Nick, always together, never departing. And now they're at the papaya, so hopefully it can be well for McLaren. There's Callum flying through, used a bit of DRS through sector 1. He's going to have a little less to use in sector 2. Chucks it nicely. There's a bit of a backwash out there, kicking him out, trying to carry as much speed as he can. Now it's a matter of just making your line as straight as you can through a right and a left. As now the Haas is blistering through, or the all-American outfit, well, Scottish and Polish. But whoa, that's not what you want to see though. As Callum goes for a half spin early on. Hopefully you can learn from that mistake and get better. As who else is about to cross the line? I believe drifting's invalid. Haven't even got to these two yet. Here's Uri and Jakob. Oh, that's Jakob cutting finish again. There's ain't no rules anymore. As Jakob Uri, of course, at Alpine last season, won the Constructors, this winning pair of Czechs, have signed the dotted line with RB now to drive for them this season. Can they check out in front again? Possibly. I'm done making Czech Republic jokes, that's already too many. Here's Cody on the lap, in the Kick Sauber, lovely lean green race machine, flying through purple sector 2 apparently, a 44.0 is quicker than what else I've seen, because he has a nice line, doesn't get too far out wide, and he cuts in nicely. He still has a slight bit of DRS to use, will probably harvest some across the line, as hits the apex nicely, rides out wide. Will he keep it flat? He will just about keep it flat. The Sauber's on an edge, all on rails here, as he gets the apex nicely. There's a bit of understeer, but he will hold it nicely. What's the Sauber going to do across the line? He will run it really wide. Now, what's Cody going to set as he crosses the line? It's only a 9th. That looked way quicker than I would have thought. As who else is on that? There's Sam. He's a 10th up right now. Would actually not put him above anyone right now, but let's just see if he can gain any more time in this lap. So we're flying through the third straight really. Right across the sector 2 line, there is 1.69 temps up. So hopefully he can still gain more, because it's still not enough to even get off the bottom grid. Like braking around that 150 meter mark, I believe. I think it's 150. To keep it flat, he'll have to downshift to 5th. He doesn't want that rear stepping out of that corner. Nice brake and gets the apex nicely. Rises the power nice. Gets into 4th. That's the EXFL center. As he still says he wants 10th up. Let's see what the Alpine can set though. He was P12. He gained 2 tenths in that final sector, so you could tell there was a mistake in that. And decent lap there for Sam. Top back on board with Will, using all of his DRS down the middle sector. Hitting up to around 200 miles an hour on the dot, 201 just picking, and he cuts the corner like he's using regular corner car. Frankie's on his lap though. I haven't been watching the Ferrari, wearing the Roscoe Lewis Hamilton helmet, as he chucks it through. Keeps it in 3rd. He doesn't want to get that harsh downshift in 2nd gear, or upshift, sorry. As the Ferrari flies across the line. Could he make it a Ferrari 1-2 in early on in qualifying? He sets a P3 just behind his title rival last season. Inches away as always to JJ, it seems. It's like a little flare. Like a little golden flare by the side of that camera. Boys, it was 4 attempts up there, I believe, as he just invalids, so will peel off, but shows good pace. he could maybe get better. Enric is 3 times up, so he could pip into the 15s, but they are actually deep in the 15s, so my prediction is really wrong. So, Enric has a bit of a slow sector there, but he cuts the inside. Gas on the inside tyre. Hopefully it washes out before you get to this part of the straight. He's lost a second early on. So it's probably all gone wrong. Probably going to be a second out lap for him. Red Fire Tiger though, very on edge, making sure the Mercedes is flying through there. As now what's Red going to do? In the yellow helmet, I believe that's the original Lewis Hamilton one. Yes, it is. As now the Mercedes, it's 2 times down, so sending it a bit too hard as he cuts the chicane just to prove my point. So it's still 12 for Red, which is quite not what the Mercedes pair wants as a whole. As he's probably going to try and get a slipstream off EXFL Norris if the Mercedes pair play it nicely. My RT trigger's playing up. There you go. So, oh, I completely didn't even notice Jaden was on a lap. That's silly for me to not even notice. But Jaden goes P1, 1/10 ahead of Sam. We still probably get one more lap at the end of this qualifying session. Nico also slots in 5th, so the McLarens came out of nowhere there. As who else is on a lap? JJ's backed off, Sam's backed off. Uri is a 10th up. I think he's not on a lap. No, he isn't. He's on a lap. Jakob across the line, though, 2 temps up, slots the RB P5. Lap for the V Club. Robin's invalid. Drifting is 50 seconds down, so this could be a second out lap, and there he is. He's only half a temp up as he's flying through, trying his hardest to get any higher up in the Haas. So now he's flying through sector 2. What's this delta going to be into the very fast, tricky chicane? He's half a temp down now. He's lost a bit. As he cuts the chicane as well, just to properly ruin his lap. So he's probably going to hopefully rush to the pits. Going to let, I believe that is EXFL Senna through, who's invalid again. He's also still in the 17s, which is really, really not good. Same with Callum. No offense to them. As now, pretty much everyone is gearing up for that final push. Pit lane will be packed in around a minute's time, which perfectly gives me time to have some tea. God's grace creation. Cup of tea. Ah. Oh, she's dying. Oh, right. Anyway, as I was going to say before I got hit with the almost dying of coughing, Uri is the first of the main competitors for pole to come out, number 50 in the RB. So I'll watch him, then we'll move down to, I think it's Red in 14th, so he definitely needs this lap. It's all now or never for Red, who's also now on PS, I believe. I don't know if he was before, but he could be now. As he also got, I believe it's Sam, then Frankie. So Sam, not Frankie. Sorry, I was still thinking Frankie was in Aston Martin. Will, then it's EXFL Norris, and then we are JJ. Is it? Nope. It's who's that ahead of Frankie then? behind? Actually, it's probably it's Boizo. Yeah. Anyway, just so I know the order for who's starting the laps. Here's Uri, probably going to be the first to cross the line and first to properly push a pole. So we'll hide UI and we will just watch as the RB just guns it for pole position. Over the line, you're using a bit of ERS. You want to have around 200 miles an hour. You don't want to clip the inside too much, but you're right in fifth. You get a beautiful exit. Make sure you use all of the track. Doesn't use a small smidgen of ERS. Gonna brake around just ahead of the black mirror board. Chucks in, gets the airbags nicely. We'll keep it in third. No wheel spin there. We'll just follow it through half rolled. It will upshift into fourth. Have a small bit of the rear end kicking out, but you will keep it nicely. You don't want to avoid that wall sticking out. Just kind of catches you. But you come into this very fast right-hander. He has a bit of a rear slide, but carries it in fifth. Gets in nicely, and now he's going to use all of his ERS. Let's try and get the delta up. He's 1/10 up, and now as the RB, he will probably slot in around P sound, so he needs a bit more time. Let's look behind Red Fire Tiger. He's just about to cross the delta time. What's the Mercedes going to do? He needs this lap, and he's only 1/10 up, so he needs way more than that. I think it's Sam. Sam's only half a tenth up, so it's still not enough for even beat Jaden right now. Frankie's just going through turn 1, turn 2. We come back with Uri. As he gets a bit of traffic, there's a McLaren just getting out of the way. It might have impeded them with the dirty air, but he carries it on. He uses a nice exit in fourth. As now, what's Uri going to do? He crosses the line. What's it going to be? Say 15-3 slot into second. Brilliant lap from I almost said AlphaTauri, Jesus. As Red Fire Tiger slots in fifth, it's a brilliantly timed lap. He's invalid. Sam's invalid, so it's all gone wrong for this Ferrari pain. Jada's just starting his lap as well, so he will need it as well. Who's next is there? There's a Cyber gone all the way deep, so it's probably is Cody retiring. Who's on lap here? Jane, he's only 3 times down, so even he can't improve. So who can get pole? Seems like it's JJ, one of the only ones who can. EXFL Norris slots into fifth. He wins the qualifying battle with his teammate so far. JJ's at 10th up. Frankie, I believe, goes third. Brilliant for him. He also beats his teammate. Battle of the Brits. And out of Frenchie. But yeah. JJ though, the reigning champ, will he get the first pole position of the season? Or has anyone got anything else to beat him? Jaden's 9 times down, so he can't get a pole. Well, he is on provisional pole, but he can't improve. Sorry. That's what I meant to say. JJ, though, can he get it? He has a nice exit. He only has 6% of ERSD, so you'll have to save so much if he wants to have a bit of a better exit across the line. Jaden can't improve. No, JJ, sorry. Can he improve? I think he was at 10th up or something. What will it be, though? Williams across the line. Can he get pole? 15-1, he does. He does by almost over a tenth. As brilliant lap from JJ to steal pole. I don't think anyone else is currently near. Sam goes 2 times down. Wizo can't improve. I think Red's 10 seconds off. And that is the grid for around the first race on F125. JJ steals it at the depth. As well, that is the grid. There's JJ, reigning champ, starting this new game in style, a 15-1. Then followed by Jaden, solid lap from the McLaren, hopes he can win the title again with the McLaren. Uri, Frankie, Samuel Jigley, EXFL Norris, Woizo, Red Fire Tiger, Jakob, Nico, Robin Brain, Sam L, Enric, Pro Cody, Oren, Drifting, Callum, and EXFL Senna rounds out the back of the grid. EXFL Senna will be starting 23rd because of an 18 start 18. He gets a 5-place pen. So in terms of strategy, it's probably raining. I was going to say it's only just a simple one-stop, but that's definitely throwing a big shade in the mix. I did see somewhere saying it was a wet race, but I didn't know if I was going to believe it. And now that kind of throws the span for qualifying. Who is running a wet setup and who has a wet setup with it this early in the game? So I just know people will not be loving this. The first race on this game, and it's a heavy wet race at Australia. But you never know. No, this could see some people having shown better pace in the wet rather than others, you know? just run through the grid one time. It's full wet conditions as well, so it is going to be treacherous down under. In essence, it's more or less the 2010 Grand Prix, where I believe Jenson Button won. So if the signs are there for Jaden, it is right there. I don't know what Williams did in 2010, but hopefully JJ can do better. Just wait for everyone to try and make some adjustments to setups, try and improve the car for the ret. As now we head to the lights. We got one light. Oh, we have a formation lap. Completely forgot. Well, here's the first real look for the drivers to get used to the wet weather in this game. It's not many times you will get full wet weather, and this is probably going to help a lot of drivers and cause a lot of commotion with crashes. With a lot of crashes. Already in the formation lap, JJ is finding the limits. As that's back. That's Jaden. Hope you enjoyed the quiet formation lap. It's now all quiet for the lights. So now we have a horrible camera angle, just waiting for Will to ready up. And there we are. So, about to start the first race in F125. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light. We're racing at Melbourne. JJ gets a good start. He holds off Jaden for now. Jaden will have a better run. Really have a look down the inside. It's a bit too... the gap's probably not big enough for him. As now... Uri's going to have a look around the outside. It's just been not enough room as he got Samuel Driglio on the outside. Fry trying to squeeze into 3rd place. Uri gets down to 4th. It's a neck and neck between the Ferrari and the RB until Samuel Driglio does pull ahead. EXFL Norris stays ahead of Sam. It's a bit of a lot of carnage going on in the back. There's 3 wide there almost with the Alpines and Nick and I think that's Robin. Keep turning off the that. As almost a spin of Jakob. It's horrible conditions for the mid-pack. He's all trying to scuffle out positions. Woizo's falling down. Robin hits the wall there as Jakob gets out of red there. As I think Woizo's gone. I think, oh, he's done a Jack Doohan. He has done a Jack Doohan as he's been there turn 2. As Frankie's actually sneaked into 2nd. It's a brilliant start from the Ferrari. I don't know where he's came from, but brilliant lap for him. A brilliant start. As now he's chasing down JJ. Could still win. Could take the lead in the lap 1 as Jaden's fallen down to 3rd. He's got Uri for company as EXFL Norris. I think something happened to Sam possibly. Let's look at the position change here. He's lost one. So it actually was Frankie, I believe, who was the one overtaking Uri. As JJ has to go defensive early. He's gone deep. Will he get a switchback? It's a brilliant move if he can get it done. Oh, bit of contact as well. Just a bit of a side body glitching as Frankie down the inside round the right-hander. Banging wheels again. Side by side, will the Ferrari go all the way around the outside? It's a brilliant move for number 69 in the Ferrari. As Jaden almost got overtaken by Jaden there, I think, in the McLaren. But after a brilliant start, Frankie leads from JJ to Jaden. Frankie might have a look down the inside. You will have to wait for a bit. He has a longer straight next to try and get. As I think that's EXFL Norris. Actually, it was Uri running a bit wide. He'll invite EXFL Norris to have a have a look down the outside. Just not enough room though. You will push Uri through the corner. Real power style. As Red hasn't even gained any positions. There's 2 penalties already. 2-3 seconds, so probably all avoiding the carnage. They can probably get them removed. Nico stayed in 10th. As you got Will almost get down the inside of drifting. Very, very close. As Wizo's caught up to the pack. I think he is winged out. No, he hasn't got any winged out. As I think, oh my god, that's drifting in the wall. Drifting has crashed into the wall. He's lucky to keep his car, but he is not allowed. Oh, he's on inters. That is why. He made the gamble. He is not me. Only I can make good wet race gambles. As Frankie's actually pulled out a 1.23 second gap already. Our Ferrari is flying. Like a red submarine, if you can call it that. As I think Jakob's having a bit of a battle with Red Fire Tiger. RB versus Mercedes all the way. It's a bit of contact which forces Red almost out. As there's a massive understeer. Oh, another Inters rider actually. Let me look at that. I believe it was a tyre. Yeah, a few people actually Inters, so it's probably going to dry up. So it's a matter of, is the Inters quicker? Or are Wets quicker now, but will they be quicker 1, 2, 3 laps later? As Team Drifting was actually just struggling on those Inters. It's actually built a 1.7 second gap. It's a brilliant start from us. There's Uri and EXFL Norris. EXFL Norris going all the way around the outside of the RB. He has a Ferrari now up his arse. Oh, rear end, sorry. It's a very, very close between the RB and the Ferrari. Both Italian teams on the grid. The only 2 Italian teams left on the grid after Alfa Romeo. It's a bit of wheel banging. Almost. Oh, just as actually Red slides up through. Down the inside of two cars into one very tight right-hander. You can barely even fit 2 cars side by side. That is a brilliant move from the Mercedes. Move of the race so far. As I think there's a bit of damage there kicking up. Maybe I think it's Robin trying to sneak his way through in the inside of Uri. Sam now finds his way through. It's a brilliant start from the rookie in the Alpine. Let me just no, don't need that on right now. It is a brilliant start from this. Frankie's pulled up to 2 seconds, so Frankie is really flying. But will the Inters be catching up? I've got a really sore throat. Apologies. What a time to be drinking a cup of tea. As I have a perfect view of Enric kind of going into the back of Cody. I think he still has his wing, hopefully. I can't see because of the helicam shot, which is a beautiful shot, unless you want to see your front wing. From the eyes of the bird, I think he has his wing. As Wizo is also trying to... What? Something's happened there. I think Enric has crashed on a straight line. I don't know how that's happened, but he's fallen all the way down to 16th. I wish I caught that. But there's Wizo trying to fight his way back up the grid after I think an incident in lap 1. Will just kind of suffice and just let him through. Oh, that's Callum actually, sorry, that's Will. Speaking of, he's trying to sneak his nose in there. Has now go all the way back up to the top barrel. Red Fire Tiger has made it to the top of the field. Uri gets a track limits penalty in the RB, as he's the one in 8th, who's actually being crashed by Sam. And if I was overtaken by a Scouser, I would genuinely hand in my resignation. Hopefully he doesn't. But Sam is catching though. He's got good pace. He uses a bit of ERS, and that's where I wanted to get back up. It's ERS. There we go. As Sam has 30%. I don't know why I was counting it upwards when he was braking. Cody gets a bit of track limits. And Sam could send it if he really wants. He's in that position. But does he want to? No, as he might be forced to, because Uri was a bit wide. I think the RB is actually peeling in. So is this time for Inters, actually? Because Uri is not loving life in those wets. He might be taking a gamble, or he could be helping out Jakob and testing out the Inters as he actually retires. Call that an ego retirement and a half, but someone's a bit aquaphobic. Nice drifting, actually, all the way in 18th. Oh yeah, he pit and changed his wing, so he's back on the wets. So hopefully he can come back. Frankie's actually pulled a 3.6 second lead. So flying like a prime Michael Schumacher out there right now. Then it's JJ2, F1 Union has now red. The Mercedes have swapped positions. It allows red to be crawling up the back of the Mercedes pair. Well, not the Mercedes pair, the McLaren and JJ. I don't know why I even said Mercedes pair. I'm having a mare. Cheeky bars. But that is another thing to highlight though. JJ, or Red Fire Tiger, is actually down on fuel, so his car's probably much more underweight than the rest of the pack. So hopefully he's well, hopefully that gets back up to the green in the meantime. But he does need to get past Jaden and JJ if he wants a chance to win. It's probably a weird strategy now because Inters are probably going to get quicker, and does it get quick enough until pit stops happen, you know? So when the pit window comes around, will the Inters be quicker, or will Wet still be able to hold on, if you get what I mean? It's EXFL Norris actually sending it on to the Inters. There goes the Mercedes, as Red's actually making a move into turn 1. I think Jane makes a small mistake. He might just backed out of it, and realizing Red is just probably the quicker car right now, as all go around equal areas of ERS to use, all fluctuating between the high 30s, 50s mark of Samuel Lee, just sitting pretty in P5 with 68%. Looking good for the Ferrari. Jakob's got 59. Sam is still trying to chase up to the new RB in front of him. Same check, new RB. Different P2 now though, with the Red Fire Tiger sliding up to P2. So now, can the Mercedes catch the Ferrari? That's a question. It's 4.8, well 4.6 now, but 24%, and same ERS around there, but much quicker tyres. Red Fire took a purple sector 2. That Mercedes is flying along. He's only pulled 8/10 on JJ. As Samuel Lee has a much better line. Jin's obviously struggling on those wets, just about creeping ahead. Could Samuel Lee have a look down the inside of this left-hander? No, he thinks better of it. Probably the smart thing to do. No, he does. It's just horrible conditions though. Frankie sits the fast lap with a 32.7. What's his Red reply with? A 31.8. It's already pulled a second up on Frankie. The Inters are flying now, as Robin's got past Nico as well, so the 3 main runners of the Inters are looking really quick. JJ can't carry on with him, but it's also interesting to see we haven't had a safety car. You had 2 yellow flags. I believe that might have been someone in the pits then, but I guess we didn't see it. Probably not, actually. Drifting's actually... Cody has retired on track, I believe. Yep. Just watch him drifting to see it as it happens. I don't think that will be a safety car though, because he has retired on track. If the game's patched that, so it doesn't bring safety cars for if you retire on track. Because I've never seen one come out when you retire on track, so... There's Cody. Parking his sail, we're calling it a day. Throwing the flag early, if you will, as Samuel Lee gets a free second. That might be crucial later on, because he's one of the main contenders for race win right now in the Inters. As will he have a look at Jane down the inside? Whoa, he will just about think better of it, and probably had to back out way too late as he slides through. Speed up and then go back to the battle for P6 right now. Robin on the quick tyres, but Sam still catching up to Jakob. So the Alpine's showing really good pace. As speaking of though, Robin's showing even better pace because he's just slipped through the inside as the Alpine peels in, and so does Jaden actually. So a lot of drivers being recommended those Inters, as Nan McLaren boys one of the quickest pit stops cruise in F1. Probably a 2.5 second stop because they're all the same. But Jaden comes through. It's a perfectly timed double stack for McLaren though, as Nico comes in, boosts up another pair of Inters. There goes Callum. He does get held up slightly, so it'll be probably a bit slower for him. Probably will fall just outside the top 10. Jaden comes out around P10. He'll just get undercut by Hendrick. Not undercut, but just going ahead of Hendrick. He runs wide, so his tyres are probably really good. He's gone back out wet. Oh dear. Oh dear. That is not the strategy call I would have made. As Jaden is, even though the track is very obviously drying, Jaden has gone out still on wets. So, he will probably be overtaken by Sam real quick. As Robin's actually got past Jakob. I mean, they're going to go side by side in the chicane. Jakob will have to back out. I keep doing that. As, I get a big bit of understeer of the dirty air. Sam is actually catching up to JJ now too. Still with that penalty though, so it's not that good. And speaking of though, haven't even noticed this. Red Fire Tigers are already 5 times off Frankie. So this is looking like it's getting close. As Red Fire Tigers flickering between the green and the red of the field. He's gonna blitz down the inside. Not even like contested. That Mercedes darted the straight line. Uncontested. Brilliantly done by Red Fire Tiger, but that was really quick down the inside. Like Ferrari 219 engine, if you will. As Jakob gonna get rid of those horrible wet tyres. Boot on a pair of Inters. Yep, there he goes. As we're gonna look at the penalties quickly. Only 2-3 seconds each. As Jaden does undercut Jakob. Oh, keep ahead with the undercut. And so does Sam. Actually, Sam gets a healthy undercut on him. Was just behind the RB before, now he's 2.5 ahead. And brings Nico into the equation almost with 6.6 seconds of the gap as drifting is... Nope, not drifting. Enric has just pit. And he's coming out 14th, just ahead of drifting. Owen running last right now in the Williams. So one Williams third, one Williams last. As Sam is now actually right on the heels of the Williams actually, so it could be 4th. Sam down the inside, easily done, blitzes the overtake. Almost locks the rears there. Which could have invited JJ back into the fight if they were in dry conditions, but no, it's actually 1.5 as well. So the Inters are 1.5 seconds a lap quicker than the wets, it seems. As Jakob gets a 3-second penalty. Red Fire Tigers actually he set the fastest lap of the race on 10-lap-old intermediates. That is how you can tell the track is drying up really quick. Right, as you can hear, the gap between Frankie and JJ is still around the same. Frankie's still eking out a bit of a gap, but it's just like the Inters have just put the names in the hat of the contention for the win with Sam and Red. Red is just flying along in the Mercedes, and Sam hoping to try and catch her up. It's 5.3, I believe. Is that the interval to 7.8 to the leader? Oh, and just put more misery to Jaden's race. He gets overtaken by Jakob holding out on the wet tyres, and it just seems like it's going even more worse and worse for him. As he's now got his teammate up behind him. They were running 3rd and 10th up until the pit stops, and now it's 11th and only 12th. But Red sets another fastest lap. The gap is almost the exact same as it was as he overtook JJ for P2. That is how quick the Mercedes is flying right now. The essence of Lewis Hamilton is properly inside Red's car right now. As there isn't much actually else on track. As Robin is even there, just showing the Inters are just dominant. As now Robin is gonna probably have a look on JJ anytime soon. It's the wall there early on. As he is just looking ominous in the back of that Williams. That's the Alpine, but JJ will probably fall down to 5th very, very quickly. Will Robin have a look down inside there? No, he just has to hold off, but he will probably get much better traction at the end of the Red Bull. Now he blitzes the overtake. Just about gets the wrong line, and it actually washes out into the wall. So it is a horrible time to overtake as he nearly gets clipped by JJ, as he will fly around the outside. Easily done. EXFL Norris gets a 3-second penalty. So that's 4 runners for the penalty now. We're now in the 29s as well. So it seems like every lap is just another paper lap for Red. I feel like he set 3 fastest laps back to back to back. As Sam L making a move on EXFL Senna. Probably just a nice little lunge down the inside for the Alpine driver. Is Jakob going to follow him through? Will he slow it down in the wets? So that's why he's up there in 9th. He is a pit stop behind everyone else. He's racing for himself really. But he is harking the bus out of half for Jakob. As he just flies past the overtake. It just shows how dominant the overtake button is on this game as well. Jaden 1.1 behind now. He's almost caught up to Will with a pit stop ahead of him. As when is the pit stop window here for the wets? It probably should have come very soon for these lot, Frankie and JJ. They're probably going to run it out until their designated pit stop, but seems like the quicker thing was to put an Inters earlier and then do a 2-stopper. But you could do a 1-stopper with it, as Enric, I believe, has been overtaken. Was overtaken by Oren, but Owen runs it way too deep and he is now back to 15th. Speaking of the pit window though, Frankie peels off, finally has enough of the wets, and the former race leader doesn't speed, nicely down into the pit lane, chucks on a nice fresh set of Inters, so now it's fresh sets for his old sets. It's a bit of a slow stop actually, gets held up I think. By, is it Jade? Who might have been held up there? He was there for a long time after those tyres were put on. As he flies through. We just have a look at the pit stop time. It was a 2.5, or 2.2. Same as everyone else, but yeah, it just seemed like it was way longer than expected. He comes out P7, he's just ahead of Sam. Wizo is technically, well, I wouldn't say undercut, but undercut Alex for sure with that overtake. Brilliantly done. The Alpine runs a bit wide, gets kind of forced out with the wet wash, as the wet is, that's what I'm calling it. Almost makes the move on the Mercedes, who's actually on Inters. So even though he was on wet, he seemed like the quick car, or he was getting overtaken. Probably was the other thing. But now he has the net P2, flying along. Will he try and get past in the straight? He's probably too far ahead. He's still burning his ERS, so he'll probably look around the outside. Be a brilliant move if he could. There wasn't enough room, so you'll have to back out and just go again. It's the apex nicely though. Probably gonna sum up his run nice and power through. You had a game to the ERS. Nicely done. Now his target is set on the next Inters runner, who's essentially on older Inters. Alex really struggling there, trying to get the traction down. As JJ's also going to come in. Let's see where he comes out. Probably looking at around P8, P9. Probably in that gap between Sam and Jane, or Jakob and Jane. There goes the Williams. Lovely blue car. He gets overtaken by Frankie, overtaken by Sam, overtaken by Jakob, and Boyzo actually came in as well, so he'll just come out P8. Jaden will almost undercut him, really 3 seconds off. He was around 1 second before he pit, and now it's 3.1. So still the same position-ish, just different tyres, weirder conditions. The EXFL Senna actually goes down the Nico goes down the inside of Will, demotes Will back out of the points. Still is actually driving on those wets. I think that's a yellow flag. I think that's red, is it? No, it's EXFL. No, what? What's that then? Am I colourblind? Where is that in that final sector? I think that was red, actually. Small little yellow flag there, I believe. Yeah, he's lost over 10 seconds to Sam. Well, not 10 seconds, Jesus. The gap was 10 seconds as Sam kind of slides into the pit lane as well. So the gap was 10 seconds, now it's 7 point something, or 7.3. So there was definitely a mistake there for Red, as now the gap's almost 10 seconds to Robin. So there was something going wrong with Mercedes, didn't catch it, but big issue there with Mercedes as the Samuel Jake Lee comes out, probably P5? Yep. Just ahead of it, just behind his teammate actually, so Frankie has actually survived his teammate, at least. And he's probably going to catch up to EXFL Norris, he's going to undercut Robin, and he might actually come out back into P1 with Rectifier Tiger. Eventually having a bit. Also would like to highlight that Jakob's actually got back past Sam. So although Sam undercut Jakob by, I think, secondish, he has to get back to P7. Still a great debut for the Alpine driver though. Highest of the new drivers in the tier. Sam in P7, Enric in P13 and Drifting in P16. Josh would be here as well, but he's in Greece right now. I don't know where Stelios is, and Bram, I don't know where Bram is. I would also be very happy at this race house, as speaking of, as going back to the miseries of F1 Union, down into P10, that wet call just seems like it was just the needle in the coffin. No, nail in the coffin, really. As he actually does decide to get rid of the wets as well. It isn't the best sight to see. Having a great race in P3, now has to settle for hopefully points. See what I mean? He just stays there for a bit. Oh, probably just glitches back here. Comes out P14? Yeah. Probably might go out behind the EXFL Senna. Will just about stay ahead. Frankie's actually almost caught up to EXFL Norris in around 2 laps as well. So that's also a great recovery from the Inters. The wet drivers at least, so let's check warnings while we're here. Not gonna check that warnings. Red has no warnings. Robin has a lot of warnings, probably contact as well, because he was all in the thick of it, really. EXFL Norris has a time penalty already to his name, and I don't know, I've backed out onto the CE. Frankie has 2 warnings actually, collected 1 on his most recent lap. Hang on. Oh, red pit. I didn't even notice that. Probably when I was checking the warnings. Red's actually pit. And come out around 5.5 seconds ahead of Frankie. Just. I think he got undercut a healthy amount as well. But now it's equal playing field with the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Robin will probably come in too at this rate then. Nope, Robin's drifting out. Away from the pits. So now it seems like more of a defending job from Alex to try and help his teammate in later on. Frankie might have the quicker car, considering how quick he was earlier on in the race, but you don't know because Red was at Inters early on. So it's been a very tactical race for the Inters at the start of the race, really kicking it up, as that could have been a warning for Frankie. As Jakob sets the quickest lap of the race, 29.1, first time someone's taken it away from Ed for a long time. And it just seems like he just doesn't have enough grip compared to, well, enough grip to get past right now. Same Inters, but one is significantly, where's the tyres? There's tyres. Yeah. 7 laps older. As actually, Red Fire Tiger's almost completely caught up to Robin. I don't know where Robin could fall out. Possibly, well, we're probably looking at bottom of the top 10. As 1 second. What a time for your headset to break, as Frankie actually gets past the EXFL, but EXFL did a great defending job. It's now 7.2 the gap to Red Fire Tiger. So he is definitely gained, but he's definitely lost a lot of time because of that defensive drive. And now it's kind of like, can he gain that time back? It's just all gonna spice up the final 10 laps. He'll need around, like, I want to say 4 attempts a lap to at least catch Red, let alone pass him, as JJ will also be trying to get back onto the podium. He is just about 3 seconds under the gap he needs from Jakob, and then he'll probably have to catch up a bit more to Sam, as Frankie needs a brilliant final stint in those Inters to try and catch back up to Red. Seems like this little thing is probably going to be the only thing worth noting for the rest of this race, as Oren gets a time penalty, but kind of seems everyone is a fair bit away from each other. Apart from Henrik and Oren, they've been fairly similar, close to each other all race, but nothing much going on in P12. This is actually Oren's first day on the game as well, so it's not a bad showing from Oren, P13 in his very first race. Jaden will probably catch back up to both fairly quickly, but not the return to McLaren Jaden wants. But he'll get better from this though. You set your target, you set your start extremely low, so it can only get better for the rest of the year. As not it's 8.1 to Red to Frankie now, as there's a oh, nope, he just let Sam past, so Ferrari tactics, even though he has a... Is that drifting, crashing? I think it is, because that Haas is missing half its wing. Surprised there's no safety car. As he's really understeer. Oh, it's almost gone wrong for the Haas. Just gonna hop back on board with the only close battles right now. Oh, that's a bit on the kid for Oren. Must be fly up to first. Robin is still staying out. Is this man attempting to do, trying to do the most, the blind struck strategy of all time and stay out the entire race in his Inters? They are probably cooked. They are probably done. But can Sam catch 8.5 seconds in not 8 laps and get 3 seconds ahead. Well, like, even then, can Frankie catch up that gap and then get past as well with Robin's tyres? Is he going to the end? He's still defending against Red, so obviously showing that he is wanting to fight for the position. Red might look down the inside of the fast right of front chicane as a very silly move if he wants to try it. As Robin still stays ahead, it will be probably one of the greatest strategies in the EXFL history on the very first race of this game, so it can only get better from here. But it's a great start to the game, at least. Already is struggling in that area. Still can't get past. It still seems like Robin is just doing that much he needs. Jaden gets a penalty as a yellow flag in sector 1. I don't know if that's 4. I think that's drifting, just letting the lapping cars ahead. Right then, Henrik Oren's gone off again. That man has no brakes as Jaden gets past the pair of them. We're gonna look to ease past Henrik soon. Hopefully he has better success than Oren. Speaking of this, shout out to Sam. Only 4.1 seconds off Yakov. If he can find the time and get back up to within 3 seconds, he's currently gaining. Slightly. But if he can P5 on his debut, would be supreme. Oh shit, what's happened? Why can he hear me? Oh bastard. Why do I... Bye chat really helps that. Don't know why, but I kicked out my very own party. That's mint. It's very mint. Hopefully no one everyone had it on mute. But whew. Yeah, I think my audio is actually fixed, so hopefully no one can hear me in the race. That would have been really annoying if it happened, and embarrassing for me. Sorry if it was. As Jakob's actually disconnected. That's lap times. So that has really not helped his cause to try and get out ahead of Sam. So there's that. Sam is back into the 3 seconds at least. Could have probably utilised his time as speaking of though, Robin still actually is staying out in the inters. He's got 6 laps, it's 6.8 to Sam will Drake lead at least. You can just tell those inters are just horrible right now. So you can barely even take to the final corner with half throttle. It's 6.7 with just under 5 laps to go. Well, just 5 laps to go actually. Is Yaka back in? I hope he got back in. Really unfortunate from the Alpha Tauri, or the RB, if he can't find his way back into the lobby. I have invited him twice. He is hoping. As it's 6.6. As Sam has actually got past Yakov now, it's really not. you just don't want to see it. Losing a great race because of your internet, or just the lobby, because EA can't serve the servers. Any of the issues, all happening. Has he joined? Is he back? Chuck him one more invite just to be safe. He actually gets overtaken by, I think it's JJ, yeah. It's 4 laps to go, and the gap is 6 seconds. Oh, it's the first lap of the race. He's actually, even he's overtaking Jakob. It's all going downhill. Let's see if he can get back in. It's 5.1. Sam is catching his. Frankie's 1.9 now. He's dropped time to Sam. So I don't know. Robin can still get a podium. Well, the podium looks even more on, really. Just needs those inters just to hold on for 4 more laps. Can they do it as he gets? Oh. I almost thought he had a penalty then. Jesus. It's just Nico. Red sets another fastest lap. This would be one of the greatest strategies I think I'd ever see. 25 laps on intermediates. Has he made a stop? He doesn't need to, obviously, because it's wet. No, he hasn't. He's just gonna hope those tyres hold on. I wish I could see those tyre temps on, or presented, at the very least. This is a very good drive from him. Has Jakob back in? Still no. There you go. Jakob is finally back in at least, but P9 is more damage limitation now. It's just sad. Running in P5, but in other news now, it puts Sam in P5. So the rookie, yeah, Scouter, all I wanted to say, is now all the way up in P5. I think Oren's gone off again. I think he and Will have had an little issue. I think they're just having fun. Will might have had an illegal overtake, but I don't know. 11 laps and 18 laps on Inters. To 3. Probably just small lap cars. It's 2.7 from Sam, but then there's 2.5 to Frankie. So this is looking like it's ever more possible for Robin. And it just needs those tires. Drifting's retired in the pits. Has actually Shane has almost snuck his way back into points. So that's also a brilliant strategy or brilliant play from the McLaren, who's still going to lose a spot to Callum as it stands, as he almost loses it into the barrier. No, that's that. Tyres. JJ's got a 6 lap tyre advantage to play with against Sam. Probably the pace difference too, considering Sam started, what, 10th? 12th, and JJ was on pole. So it hasn't been a great drive from Sam. If he can stay P5, that is a dive bomb and a half from the EXFL Norris. if I had to describe that as a move from a driver, I'd probably say down Kvyat. So it was a delay and a dollar short, basically. Thought he saw a gap, tried to go in the gap was never there, and it just kind of sent JJ into the gravel. As speaking of, what was that? EXFL Norris is not loving those inters. Only 9 laps on them as well. So it's a very, very, very not what you want, basically. I've lost my words, but I was kind of saved some skin, because he was going to get overtaken by JJ and EXFL Norris, because they were both catching. But then the Alpine is back up into P5, and with a healthy 3.3 second gap. But this is the part we really want to watch, though. Can those Red Bull's tyres survive? He has to play prime Sergio Perez-esque drive just to stay ahead of Sam. And it's 1.7 to Frankie as well. And EOS, he's got a lot of battery to use. He's got a decent amount. Sam, of course, has more. The gap is 9 tenths. Going on to the final lap of the race, it's going to start it with red. As those tyres are really kicking away now. 1.8 to Frankie. You can see them just ahead. This is going to be a brilliant final lap of this race, because look at the way the Red Bull is sliding. He's probably going to burn all of that EOS. He needs it. Red starts the final lap of the race. Robin blitzing that EOS. Sam's not going to use any here. He's going to save it, and he's going to use it all on that bottom straight. Robin holds on for now. He just gets turn 1 nicely. He will carry the momentum. He'll just drift through. Those Reyes are probably hanging on for threads. 20 laps old. Sam's going to go down the inside. He has a penalty anyway. I wouldn't fight this because Sam has that pen. But it's all of it is bringing Frankie back. It's 1.5. It is so close right now. Robin is there. Sam's holding him up though. Sam is holding him up for Frankie. This is another twist of the tail. It's allowed Frankie back in. Robin's been shunned by the Ferraris. The master plan is back. Oh no! No! Oh my god, Robin's almost lost it. Still got Frankie behind. But Jesus, he's almost decked it on the final lap. Is Frankie going to go around the outside of him? He's just not got the room. Just hasn't got the room. Robin will hold on. But and now we go to the final corners. We'll have to relieve that battle for now. But Red Fire Tiger made the correct call to start the inters and has managed it on from ever since. He's overtaken everyone. He's gapped the field. He's set fastest laps again and again and again. And from having a poor qualifying, does what you need to do. And the multiple-time champion starts this game as you mean to end. Red Fire Tiger is the EXFL Round 1 winner, as Samuel Drakeley will come around third, as Robin, I believe, will just about stay fourth, as Frankie's gone to the ball. He's gone to the ball, that's Wizo. He's gone to the ball. Robin will get a podium. He will just about keep it in P3. He doesn't get 3 seconds as Sam, but Frankie makes a mistake in that final corner. He ends up 5 seconds off, and Sam, brilliant debut from the Alpine to finish P5. JJ poles there in 6th. EXFL Norris in 7th. Wizo will come back from P8 after that first lap crash. Brilliant recovery. Jakob after that unfortunate disconnection P9. And battle for McLarens, it will be Nico coming across the line. He's run out of fuel actually. And Jin just hasn't run across the line. P11 after that wet strategy kind of didn't come away. And Callum across the line, one of the other drivers to not get a pen outside the top 10. Enric and Oren, some of the more entertainers to this race. And just gonna wait for these three to cross. Here's Oren across the line with actually it's half a wing. And that is everyone across the line, and that was a very exciting start to this EXFL season. Hopefully all these races carry on, and that is how they all are, basically. As Red Fire Tiger stepping up to the top 7 podium, boots something away. Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, top teams this season seems. Strong lineups for each pair, and I can't remember what track's next. I believe it's China, off the top of my head. It is a custom calendar for EXFL for the first time in a long time. So let me just check what track is next week. It is Japan, yeah. So we're heading down to the Suzuka International Autodrome. I believe it's what its official name is. As, look at that, Callum sneaks away clean as driver. As most overtakes EXFL Norris, he had a plentiful afternoon with intermediates and the opposing strategies. Driver of the day, Red Fire Tiger, I would happily say so, but I would also give a shout out to Sam. P5 in his debut was a brilliant effort. And there's a grid. Red Fire Tiger from Samuel Drake Lee, Robin with that amazing no-stop strategy. Frankie in 4th, Sam in P5, JJ P6, EXFL Norris P7, Woizo P8, Yaka P9, F1 Union P10. That is top 10. And you know what? We'll do some interviews. Because there's only 2, and my throat's got better, so. Let me just invite, I think it was Sam and Robin. There you are. Great, lads. Who do you want? Sam, do you want me to start with you for interview? Yeah, may as well, since you're the P2 man. Hang on, just make sure you're both in. Is the... Oh, hang on, let me just... Right, let me just load up the car shots on the showroom, and I'll start interviews. There you are. Right, Sam. Brilliant race from you at the start, with both of you actually deciding to start Inters. One of, I think, 4 people to start Inters very early on.
One of the 4 people to start, and the people who started finished, what, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th.
Yeah. Decent qualifying as well to be
No.
5th.
No. I did one run, my first run, and I invalidated my other 2. It's unlucky.
Oh yeah, you did invalid, didn't you?
Yeah, that was my first run.
You could have got pole.
Oh yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like I say, could have. I didn't do it.
Yeah, could have, would have, should have.
Exactly, I didn't do it, so I can't say like, oh, I should have got pole. I didn't do it.
Yeah. Could have also been running. Other people could have been running a dry setup in a wet race.
Yeah, exactly.
So that could have helped. Like JJ was running 2 really well.
Yeah, 11-2.
Which is crazy. Is that like the average? What was your like plan for the setups? Because obviously it's a wet race. Were you like, were you wanting to run a dry setup or?
And then all I did was I just went 16-8 instead, so I just upped wings a bit. But it's still a dry setup, and it was still lower than what a lot of people had.
Yeah, just a modified version
to
help in the wet, obviously. Yeah, and that kind of like that end of the race was kind of the only point I could have talked about in the race because everyone was very gapped apart from the U3. Just how was that like strategy at the end? You were, I think, you're helping Frankie trying to get the podium in the end.
I had a 3-second penalty. Frankie let me through. I wasn't gapping him, and then I started gapping him because his tyres he pit before me. So I said, if I go over 3 seconds, I won't let you. I'll just gap. If it's within 3 seconds, then I'll do what I'll try and I'll swap positions, or whatever. But I would because of the 3 seconds. But we soon realised coming onto the last lap that you don't have to pit twice on inters.
I think someone else realised that earlier.
Well, we didn't.
Too.
Neither of us realised until crossing the line to start the last lap. So I said to Frankie, "I'm gonna send it and hold him up for you because he didn't have a 3 second and I did." So I sent him and then parked the bus.
Yeah.
And then
Prime Jose Mourinho style.
yeah, it was. It maybe the thing is, I don't think I did actually anything wrong. I don't think I brake tested. I don't think I brake checked. I think it was fully clean, but it was a bit cheeky.
Yeah.
It was, as Robin texted me saying cheeky, but it was. But at the end of the day, Frankie almost got the position, and then I don't
Yeah.
actually know what happened between them two, but I know I pulled a 3 second gap, so something definitely happened.
Yeah. It's still got free. You still got second anyway.
Well, I wasn't expecting to get. I was expecting to get fourth.
Yeah.
That's the whole part. I was expecting to get fourth that race, but I managed
Yeah.
to get second. So I'm happy with
Yeah.
it. It's a bit disappointing for Frankie because I feel like he should have been second, considering how quick he was at the beginning of the race. But oh well. Good for me.
Yeah. Basically, and just another thing. How are you? I think it's Japan next week. Next week, I think.
Yeah.
Suzuka.
All right.
How do you? How do you feel about Japan? All right. Have I disconnected or what? Uh. I think Pi and Streamer actually glitched. Is my hang on.